Unmute the mic.
One. That's the camera audio for the players, which we are muting for now. And yeah, so that's all set up.
Hello everyone and welcome to Battle Hardened Auckland. So we've got your commentary team for the day. I'm Kieran, Mr. Classic, and I got my main man Newson here as well.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
So we've got a pretty cool matchup to start with. We've got sort of Phi, the kind of the recent boogeyman of the format. We saw the Stubbie Hammerers ban announced recently, so that is not in effect today. Against Ryan on Prism. So I feel Prism also fell about 2 points short of Living Legend. So I know there's probably a few people out there wanting Prism to take this out to sort of push her just over the barrier. Other Prism fans are saying, hold off, no, we don't want that. So what is your thoughts on this matchup? I mean, first thoughts might be that I would see Phi being able to go very wide and perhaps punish the slightly slower Prism deck.
Yeah, so Phi is a very aggro deck. Probably one of the most aggro decks we've seen for a while, right? It's just they don't like blocking. They just like dropping their hands every turn, trying to deal more damage. And Prism doesn't really like that. Prism likes, building an aura, blocking, just trying to overwhelm your opponent. But you really can't do that against a Phi deck.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because I have heard out of the recent calling Utrecht there are a few more aggressive Prism builds, running a few less auras, a few more heralds to try and combat this. And Phi, okay, I was about to say we've seen builds with things like Blossom of Spring and Stubbie Hammerers. We see Dan here opting to go with sort of the full fridge. So he's got the Flamescale Furnace, the Shuko. I suppose some of that might be to line up with the Herald of Eruditions. So with the Flamescale Furnace and the Shuko, you've got to block. Okay, so we're right into the action here. We've got a Ronin Renegade for 3 go again. Now we've got a Brand with Cinderclaw. Sorry, we're just sorting out.
Oh no! So Dan elects to pass priority, seeing if Ryan wants to play an aura.
Yep, that's a good one, because if they play the aura, you can continue on with your chain. So we see him go for an early Merciful Retribution, attacking for 1.
Yep.
And the Haze Bending, double aura. Now, I feel this is a very good start against some decks, but I feel Phi isn't super concerned about this, right? They're probably just going to go face, ignore the auras.
So I actually think there's only one aura Phi cares about, and that's Parable of Humility.
So, very good against Phi. Okay, so we see an early Art of War here. I imagine it's going to be +1, based on how the Phi deck is. We see a blue Belittle pitched. So
Minnowism.
Blue Minnowism pitched. So 2 resources up here. So this could be a big turn, just right off the bat, couldn't it?
Yeah, it definitely could. Let's just see what is in his hand and see a Mounting Anger, which is in attack for 5.
Okay, so coming in for 5, and if it hits, he can banish a 0-cost card, and that's going to get +1. Or +2, I suppose, from the Art of War.
So this is one of the cards you're like, oh, do I block this? Do I want to block one? So Ryan blocks with Soul Shield for 6.
Okay, that's a pretty efficient block, but now he's down to 2 cards in hand, and he's still facing down the big Art of War turn.
Yeah, this does not look that great for Ryan. I think he's going to take a considerable amount of damage.
So I just realised the chat's not coming up. It should be, but we'll fix it next round.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, everyone. We're just fixing a minor technical issue, but we're back to the action now. So we got Arsenal Pass in the chat, giving a shout out to Dan McKay.
Looks like we've missed two Ronin Renegades.
I know, Rising Resentment.
Rising Resentment.
So that came in for 4 and then 3. And the Phoenix Flame's going to take out the Haze Bending at the end.
Creating a Spectral Shield.
That makes a lot of sense to me, right? It's just like efficiently take out one of the auras that can sort of stack up over time and create a large number of Spectral Shields.
Ryan has an Erudition in his hand.
Okay, so I feel this is where we see the Flamescale Furnace probably paying off quite a lot, right? Being able to one-card block this Erudition.
No, it looks like Dan has Command and Conquer and Erase Face in his hand.
Okay, so maybe a bit of tech there.
There we go. Phantasm triggers, destroying Wartune.
Okay, so that's a bit of a heads-up play from Ryan as well, choosing to pitch the Herald of Erudition there. So it looks like he paid 1 for the Phantasmal to get the action point, and he's just content to come with a couple of auras here. Now this is left down with a 3-card hand plus Arsenal here, so he's going to be really wanting to push keep pushing the tempo. So that's a Rising Resentment coming in for 3. Okay, so it looks like Ryan, he's got a few Heralds in hand.
Lifting to take the damage, only taking 2.
I'm sorry, that looks like that was an Otarath, not a Merciful. I think we might have accidentally said the wrong thing there. Okay, so Dan actually content to take out the auras here.
That was a weaker turn from Dan.
I guess potentially with that Command and Conquer in hand, we see another Race Face. Maybe he's content just to pop one of the Heralds and really wait for one of these big, like, spreading flame turns to really pop off.
Yeah, I think that's the plan, but we have to remember, giving more time for Prism is better for them. Yep. And then if Dan just keeping these 6 powers in his hand, he can't really push that much damage a normal fire deck would do.
That's a good point. Maybe he sort of got a bit of a glut of these early on, which is making it a bit harder for him to push through.
So now, he still has Command and Conquer in his hand.
Okay, so it looks like he's got a Ronin Renegade in hand, Command and Conquer. We can't quite see the other card there. I think it may be another blue. So maybe that's a slightly awkward hand here. If he's able to go something like Ronin Renegade into Weapon, into Phoenix Flame to Command, that's not a bad turn. I'm not sure if he has the resources for all of that. Okay, so that's Ronin just coming in for 1. That's going to clear out the Spectral Shield. And just content to come with the Command and Conquer here. I think that's quite a good play. Strips a couple of cards from their hands or forces out the Arsenal.
Let's see if Ryan has a Aura in the Arsenal.
Okay, I feel like we're just going to see a block for 6 here. So this hasn't been quite as explosive as I may have thought initially. I believe Ryan's got an Erase Face in here. Nobody's content to pitch that coming with the Miraging for 7. Okay, so Dan just choosing to take all the damage here, so maybe I can see another Art of War in his hand and a Belittle. So this turn could potentially be the one he was waiting for to like really push out the damage.
Okay, rumor has it someone in this room created the Belittle tech in Ninja.
Yeah. Well, I do know the charity tournament last year. That was one of my favorite cards to run in the Katsu deck that I played in that event.
Yeah, didn't you win that event?
I did. Okay, we see the Art of War come down. He's actually chosen to banish the Red Belittle. And we can see another Art of War in hand. So let's see if he chooses just to really double down on that or if he's going to hold on to it. Okay, so it looks like that is a Mounting Anger coming in for 5.
Potentially 6 with another Art of War in his hand.
That's true. We'll see, because he may... Because bear in mind this is the second Art of War he's played. He may be a little bit nervous about playing that third one and running through all the Art of Wars if the turn's not going to be big enough. So far, I feel Prism's been doing a very good job of, the Prism player just holding his own here.
Here we go. So he's committed. So it's double Art of War turn.
Okay, so that is coming over for 1 damage here, and plus he's going to get the bonus.
Those draws didn't look that great, Karen. I drew an energy potion, which basically does nothing for him because he wants to be banishing attacks.
That's true. So he's got the Lava Vein Lord here, so that's coming in for 6, I believe.
Yep.
One thing is the potion, he is able to pitch that to the Searing Emberblade to continue on with a bit of damage here. Okay, looks like that only came in for 5. Perhaps that...
Did they miss the mounting angle?
I'm not 100% sure what happened on that one. Okay, so it looks like he's pitching this, so he's going to pay 1 resource to get back the Phoenix Flame.
This will be coming in for 3.
For 3, yep, that's...
Threatening Mask.
Yep, that's a good point, because so we do see the Mask of Momentum is being threatened here. Now...
I think they've realized that Lava Vein Loyalty was meant to take for 6. Yeah,
there we go. The players have corrected it.
Now Phoenix Flame coming in for 3.
And I believe we will probably see this blocked because of the Mask of Momentum trigger that you mentioned. He definitely, on a double out war turn, does not want to let that happen.
100%. Yeah, there goes the block. Weapon for 3.
Yep, Searing Ember Blade is going to come in for 3 here. Now that last card in that hand, the good thing about Shuko is if this is a blue or a yellow, it's going to get...
And
okay.
This is coming in for 6.
Yeah, so this one, still pretty nice turn, right? It's coming for 6 damage. If the Prison player decides to defend here, still going to take 3, and that's going to leave Fire with a full hand.
Let's take 6, get drop in 18.
Okay, so is that all you got? I don't think that's going to draw a card here, right? Because it defended...
It's only for 2 or less attack. Alright, so if I'm the Prism player now, I'm thinking, alright, he's used all his Art of Wars. He's used majority of his 6 powers. His turns won't be that great.
Yeah, maybe that's his opportunity, because you're right, with the Art of Wars gone, then you're sort of relying on things like, I'm not sure if this is a time with the Firebrand build, possibly not with what we see the fridge presented here. Now, there are cards like Spreading Flames, which really enable these big turns, but I feel, like you mentioned, Art of War is one of the key enablers, isn't it, for these like really big go-wide turns. So, like you mentioned, perhaps Prism is thinking, look, if I can slow down the game a little bit here, maybe I can actually find a window to start putting a bit of pressure on with my heralds, maybe establishing some auras down on the board to try and pull myself back into this.
Yeah, like this is what Ryan wants to see. Just like command and conquer, no 3 or 4 attacks per turn, and then he has 2 cards to play with.
I suppose on the other side as well, if we look at it from Dan's perspective, he's probably happy stripping 2 cards here. He knows... Oh, okay, so the Genesis, that's quite a good one into the CNC.
Yep, so Lex takes the 6.
Okay, I mean, 6 is a significant amount of damage here. But the one thing is that Genesis, like we were just talking about trying to establish a board presence, so that card is going to go sort of a long way towards presenting that here.
So Genesis will trigger, create a Spectral, draw a card. Now, I did see he had a Parable in his hand, see if he can play it out.
Now, as you mentioned earlier in this game, the Parable is critical in this matchup, isn't it? Very, very, very good at stopping these go-wide turns.
Especially when you don't have any more Art of Wars.
Yeah, so it's not able to counter.
It really hinders... it does. Parable can't get countered, basically. But he chooses to Race Face, which is also good.
Yep, I mean, turning off the Draconic really shuts down a lot of the synergies that the Fire deck has access to.
Yeah, no, Dan can't use this weapon, Dan can't use...
Even fetching back things like Phoenix Flame.
Yeah.
Other cards like Lava Vein Loyalty that rely on Draconic Chain Links. Now, one thing in Dan here is he's got a significant life lead and he still has all his equipment available.
Oh, so he looks to defend and take 1. So Race Face it. Oh, he's just coming in for the sword weapon.
I guess this makes sense here, right? If he knows he's clearing the Genesis anyway, he doesn't really care about his things being turned off.
Another 5-card hand for Ryan to try get himself back in the game.
Okay, and we've seen it, and as you mentioned, we've seen a number of 6-power cards used by Dan here, so this might be an opportunity for Ryan to put on a bit of pressure with Heralds, and maybe play towards something like an Arc-like Sentinel as well.
Yeah, looks like Ryan's hand isn't that great. It's 2 blue auras. Is that all you got? And a Herald.
Okay, so he might be a little bit disappointed at that one here. Because things like Haze Bending, very strong card in the early game, but I feel at this point when you're facing down, 13 life deficit, it's probably not quite what you want to see.
You don't want to be pitching that. Is that all you got? But that is his only yellow in his hand.
Yeah. Okay, so he's going to create a Spectral Shield here as well.
And just play out a normal aura.
So he's playing out the PS Reality. Okay. I feel if you're Dan here, you've got to be pretty happy with how that turn cycle just went, right? Your opponent's now on 12 life, you have a full hand, and I feel like now's the time you want to put your foot on the gas. And like we mentioned, I know I'm sort of stressing the point, but when you have all 3 equipments up that can defend for 6 in total, that really allows you to like strongly pivot into like a massive turn. And here's the Spreading Flames. Now this was one of the danger cards we mentioned you've got to keep an eye out for. Yes, the Art of Wars are gone, but this is almost a very similar effect in a way. This will depend how quickly he is able to turn this on. Okay, so it's not going to trigger off this Rising Resentment here. So that's just coming in for 3.
Oh, it looks like he has Tome of the Firebrand in his hand.
Ooh, that's going to get very scary.
But he does have a Mounting Anger in his hand.
If he goes, if that's a blue Mounting Anger, that's going to be okay for him. Okay, so good block with the Skull Cap here, being very efficient.
Using the value?
Yeah, getting the value out of it. Okay, so the Phoenix Flame's coming in.
Oh, so
he'd love to be able to pitch a blue and go sort of Searing Emberblade into Tome of the Firebrand here, but
I think he's just going to pitch the red to play Tome and just draw 2 cards and hopefully gets him there.
Tome's 4 Draconic Chain Links, I think you have to control.
4 for... Oh, sorry, yeah, 4
Yeah.
Draconic Chain Links.
So the Phoenix Flame in here is coming in for 2 from the Spreading Flames. And just an example of some nice sequencing here. So the Mounting Anger...
Only...
Oh, so it's only 4.
four.
Actually, sorry, I confused that with the 0
So
cost guy.
that Spreading Flames only got a +1 value from the Phoenix Flame.
All in all here, I feel Ryan's going to be happy that this turn probably didn't go a little bit worse, right?
Yeah.
The Spreading Flames didn't get a whole lot of value there. You're down to 7 life, but you've kept your aura in play. You have a 3-card hand and arsenal. You know your opponent's gone through a number of their 6-power cards now. And here's the Herald of their Edition. Now, this is where the equipment's going to come in very, very sort of clutch in a way.
So, okay, and this is actually coming in for 7 because of...
the PS Reality, isn't it?
PS Reality.
So now we're really seeing the value of this fridge. You know, this shuts down a little bit what would have been a very strong pivot turn.
Now there's even another one, and there's Arsenal.
Coming in for 1. Now I feel Ryan's got to make this count, and it's...
Oof. Alright, so if Ryan can survive one or 2 more turns and find another Erudition, that'll be coming in for 9, dominate. And then Dan has no chance of blocking it. But we see Spreading Flames again.
And the Spreading Flames is just not really getting the value here, is it? Like, I understand why he's played it. He's got to keep up a bit of pressure with your opponent on 7 life. But he really would have liked to string this together, I think, in one of those big go wide turns with the Tome of Firebrand. I feel this has been a very good game so far. I've really enjoyed it. Oh, okay, so Ryan choosing to take the 3. No resources available here, but he's got to be concerned. Okay, and another good, efficient use block out of the Skull Cap. And Ronin Renegade. Now, Ryan does have the option to go down to 1, but the problem here is the Phoenix Flame will then be returned for free and come in anyway.
Okay, is the Tunic on free counters?
I can't quite tell, unfortunately, with the way that's saying. It looks like it might be on 2. If it is on 3, you're correct. He does have the option to Phantasmal Footsteps there to block up the Phoenix.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, I'm not totally sure on that one, because I would have thought he might want to use it on the Phoenix Flame.
To draw a card, yeah.
Because that Phoenix Flame is also coming in for 2.
Oh, but he chooses
to cut the aura. I guess I can see that, because he appreciates that Dan might take up one of the auras. But again, Ryan, he's got 2 cards in hand. Now, a Hero to Erudition would hit here, right? Because even with the equipment plus a card that's only defending for 6.
That's correct.
But it looks like the Herald of Protection coming in. Oh, and it gets hit by one of the last 6-power cards in the deck. That's got to be quite painful for Ryan.
Slaps the Command and Conquer down. And Ryan's just...
You're just sort of thinking, oh no.
So he's using Tunic to pay for Footsteps.
And then he gets down another aura here. Now,
He
unfortunately,
would like to have Passing Rage this turn.
Yeah, unfortunately, I feel it's not doing a whole lot of work now that most of the 6-power cards are stripped from the deck. Okay, so we see Brandwith Cinderclaw coming for 3 here.
Oh, that's not a great hand here, and he's got double soul shield.
Oh, that may be very difficult. Yeah, so you got the Bramble Cinderclaw. We could easily see sort of a Phoenix Flame come through, and then another attack for 1. And I feel, unfortunately for Ryan, it felt like there were a couple of turns where he had a window where potentially he could pivot into putting down under a bit of pressure.
Yep.
But the hands didn't just quite line up for him there, did they?
It really didn't.
I think, is that all you got, not being able to get the draw value on multiple occasions? Definitely hurt him a little bit.
Going to 1.
Okay, so the Searing Blade's coming in, and we could actually potentially see 2 more attacks there. So there's 1 resource available to get back the Phoenix Flame, and then there could also be another 0-cost attack coming from hand here. I feel like Ryan may find it very, very difficult now to sort of swing this game back in his favor.
Ryan's 100% back foot. Ooh, having a pitch. When you use 2 cards to defend a Searing Blade does not feel great. Let me tell you that.
Yep. Now he does have the Phantasmal Footsteps up here, which is going to be able to defend the Phoenix Flame.
But he's only left with 1 card.
But you're correct. Now he's only left with the Soul Shield into the arsenal.
So on his turn, he either elects to arsenal.
And I also just want to say that Dan sort of recognizing the fact that Phantasmal Footsteps was available and choosing to clear an aura here, even though his opponent's on 1.
100%.
I think that's just a nice heads-up play. Sort of recognizing the board state, recognizing the resources, the defense available.
Now, regardless of what Ryan does, Dan will have a 4-card hand.
And
he's on 15 life. He can afford to take the 2 instances of 1s.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Dan's hand here. Looks like he has a Salt the Wound, which isn't getting the bonus here because of the way it's going, but... Oh, okay, picking out the Belittle as well. Now we'll see if he has a Red Minnowism in the deck, because I feel that is going to start to really put the pressure on.
Does he have the Arclight? No, it doesn't look like it.
Don't believe he does here. Now he does have that play available of pitching the blue to the Soul Shield and the Phantasmal Footsteps, which is going to be nice to defend out one of the Phoenix Flames.
Okay, and he's probably dealing with 5 to 6 attacks this turn. So, yeah, Spreading Flames, and he has a brand that he revealed off Belittle, and then he goes Searing Emberblade, and then Phoenix.
Yep, now the Searing Emberblade coming in here.
Yep, and then Phoenix for 2.
Again, this is some nice sequencing because now that final attack, if that's a Draconic attack for 3, that's going to be coming in for 4 off the breakpoint, isn't it?
Maybe Dan needs to, yeah, there you go, fix his chain links a little bit.
Yep.
And then Salt the Wound will...
Efficient play there.
Yep, and Salt
that's
the Wound for game.
That's all she wrote. So I feel, okay, so I can see in the chat here we unfortunately do have a few buffering issues. We will sort of talk to our technical team, get that sorted for round 2. Just another thing in the chat here, I see someone asking about how do I feel about Belittle in recent metas. Oh, hey, I'm always a big fan of Belittle. I actually quite like seeing it have its time in the sun. It's been shown in a few decks in the deck, which I thought was quite innovative. It was very cool. Obviously, seen in things like Fi as well.
But you can tell people that you, Karen, you, Mr.